So my intentions for the year, can I tell you what they are?
Please.
To not feel like I have to fill every available hour.
That's a great intention.
So my goal this year, my resolution for the whole year is to just say no to more things, slow down work-wise a little bit, and just be more present. But I do have to get all these trips out of the way. I have Milan coming up for the Dolce & Gabbana fashion show. I have Miami, a European trip. I need to say no. I got to figure that out. I'm excited for like normalcy, you know, calmness,
Peace.
peace. That's it. Peace.
Peace. That's it. Peace. As we can see, Kim's resolution for this past year was to really say no more and focus on working less and find that internal peace. But that's her first problem, is that she decided that working less equals peace, but that's in effect not a cause, and in turn, we will see this didn't work so well. That is one of the biggest problems, my friends, with resolutions, is that they are so focused on the effect that they never come to fruition, because the problem is you can't focus a goal at the level of effect. You have to focus at the level of cause, because the cause will continue to create effects in your life that you don't like. Welcome to another episode of Through the Lens with your favorite trauma coach, Ashley. Today we're taking another trip, so strap yourselves in with our favorite family, the Kardashians, Kim in specific. We are going to talk all things resolutions and how they are crap and how we rarely, if ever, actually fulfill our resolutions. And then I'm going to provide you with a new opportunity to have your most beautiful year yet. Wait till the end. I will share with you that, and I will also share with you my resolution for the year. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so that you can stay up to date with all the latest happenings at Through the Lens. I also want to mention, coming up January 1st, we are dropping One's Journey. You are not going to want to miss this. Instead of your weekly trip, you are going to have a daily microdose. Kim does not realize what her overworking is actually signifying for her. It is actually fulfilling a need of unworthiness. So her ability to switch that just off by making a resolution is not going to work. And this is something that you continue to need more and more of. Just like an addiction, when you find something that's feeding your worthiness, it only feeds it for so long, and then you need more of it, and you need more of it, and you need more of it. So let's tune in and fast forward to the end of the year and find out, how did the year go for Kim?
This year, in a nutshell, has been exhausting. I've never worked more, but it's all been worth it.
Mom, you look so beautiful.
Thank you.
You're a year into being single. Are you looking forward to another year?
Absolutely.
Kim has worked more this year than she ever has. What? We see at the beginning, you guys, her resolution is to work less and to say more. And instead, it did the polar opposite, and she actually worked more than she ever has. Boom. That is the problem right there. First of all, she chose peace. Peace is an internal place, my friend, that has nothing to do with your external world, but yet she coined the ability to obtain peace on doing something outside of her, which is working less, which again, peace can be found in anything. If you've ever read any books such as A Man's Search for Meaning, you find out that he's in the middle of the Holocaust and is able to find peace, which is showing you proof that peace is an internal state of being and has nothing to do with your external circumstances. So her attempting to seek peace by working less also was set up for failure, because working for her is what is reiterating her worthiness. And if she stops working, she no longer feels worthy. So she's got this conflict within of not wanting to work so much, but working literally making her feel like she is staying alive, because we coin our worthiness to life or death, my friend. Remember, every single fear, if we break it down, is actually the fear of death. Let's tune in back to where she kind of shares in a recap what this year really looked like for her and why it was the busiest year ever.
Script.
What made you decide to do this?
I wanted to try something new.
So cool.
From Japan to Paris to London to Palm Springs, Northern California, like all over the place. And now I have to go to New York for American Horror Story. This is like how I kill people. Why can't I do it all, you know? I definitely feel overwhelmed right now. I can't breathe.
I see something you don't see. You're gonna burn out.
You're gonna burn out. See, her mom warns her through the year, like, Kim, you are doing too much. But the problem is that Kim's worthiness is based on her doing. And in this episode, she actually states iconic shit. That's why she signed up for the American Horror Story. And that was the clip of where she was headed to New York after all of these places she had been. She had barely been home, and then she signs up for a real acting job, not just like an extra, but a legit role in the American Horror Story. But she does it because it's iconic, which means she has placed weight on it. Kim has literally given her happiness backpack to all of these things outside of her. She has handed away to doing things, and she only is able to feel worthy when she is doing things. The problem is she has to do more and more, because let's say she does 2 things and it fills her worthiness cup. Well, then 2 things no longer fills it. And then she needs to do 3 things, and then 4 things, and then 5 things. And it's this never ending place of making it, because the problem is your worthiness cannot be found outside of you. It is within you, my friend. And again, she was trying to obtain an internal state by seeking it externally, which it cannot be found there, hence why she was not able to find it. Now let's tune into at Scott's birthday party. She shares something very significant to understand what working signifies for her and why there's so much fear behind the fact of not working.
Cover model.
Guys,
Couture.
what? We scammed the system. We did it. Whatever it is, we figured it out and we did it. We put in some hard work. Scott's my motivator. He'll always say, God, can you believe you did it? And I'm like, I can't. This is crazy. We aren't supposed to be here. Woo! You know, like, how did we get in this cool party? We weren't the cool kids. Like, how did we do it?
Very good.
We weren't the cool kids. How did we do it? She shares it right there, you guys. She feels like a complete imposter. And truth always prevails. We always know when we are in alignment with truth and we believe it to be true, we don't have to fight for it. But the ego and untruth has to fight for its ability to prove it is worthy. That is literally what Kim is doing right now. She's fully living in the ego, and she is constantly fighting to prove that this is truth, that she is worthy, because she doesn't actually believe it is. She believes, like, how the heck did we get here? And the only way to stay here is to continue to hustle, my friend, to continue to do iconic things in order for no one to question you, because even you are questioning yourself. So again, it's her internal dialogue. She has not worked through her internal dialogue of worthiness and imposter and just her ability to be. And why would she ever stop working? First of all, she would have to take the moment to sit and look at herself and really understand the dialogues going within. And second, she would risk everybody figuring out that she's a fraud. Kim doesn't just mention at Scott's birthday. If you watch this whole season, season 4, Kim mentions it multiple times. Like, do you ever question how we got here? Like, were we supposed to get here? Did we trick everyone? And it's her showing you a little bit of piece of the internal dialogue she battles every single day. No wonder, you guys, she couldn't work less. No wonder she actually worked more, because that narrative is getting stronger and stronger the further she goes on this rat race. And I promise you, one day she will hit the wall. And I hope that she is able to actually see that it's time to go within before she does hit that wall, because it is one of those things. So many people have placed her on a pedestal, and she knows that, and she's even placed herself on a pedestal, that when you build a pedestal too high and you fall, sometimes you can't get back up. And I hope that's not the case for her. Like, I'm not saying it is at all, my friend. But again, if I was working with Kim, of course, she has some major internal dialogues and narratives that need some work. But let's be honest, not everybody is ready to do the work. Not everybody wants to. It's not everybody's journey to do the work. So question is, does that mean, Ashley, like they can't ever set some sort of way of creating a year that isn't beautiful for them? No, absolutely not. And that is why I choose a word or a theme every single year. I used to do vision boards. I used to do resolutions. Well, I actually went from resolutions to vision boards, which I found created even more shame and guilt than I ever thought was possible, because you're constantly faced with the fact that you're not achieving these materialistic things that sometimes aren't even in your control, first of all. And then I went to a theme or a word. And the reason why I do a theme or a word is because what that does is helps to shift your perspective in the moment. And I always talk about your greatest power is your ability to choose your perception, your perspective of something. So when you have this word, and we could even use Kim, like Kim's word can be peace. The problem is, instead of focusing on what does peace look like to you, what does peace feel like? How do you know you're in a place of peace? And every time you make a decision that year, you filter it through the peace perspective lens. You remind yourself, okay, peace. Remind myself what peace is. Does this decision or action or thing I'm saying align with the perspective of peace? And if it doesn't, then you get to choose. Do I want to do this, or do I want to negate that I wanted a year of feeling peace? That literally will provide you a year, if you follow through and actually use it as your filter, that you feel fully in control of, my friend. Because you controlled the one thing you actually have control of, and that is your internal state of being, your perception, your perspective. And no matter what happens outside of you, you feel that you had an amazing year, a sense of accomplishment. How do you choose a word? The word comes to you, my friend. Start to get intentional about what are you seeking in this following year. And you will know when the word comes. And guess what? Time doesn't actually exist. So if the word doesn't come to you like it didn't for me in 2020 till March, so be it. That is when you were meant to begin the journey of that perspective. But if you can think of it ahead of time, great. And the reason why I say great is because so many people believe that time exists and it is so important that there is this new energy around January 1st. Everybody gets into this new year, new you, new me, at least for a period of time, usually until about the first week in February, when I think 85% of people's resolutions have already been thrown out the window and people have given up on the new year and already have thrown it in the trash. That is what I don't want you to do this year, my friend. This year, I want you to be able to walk through the entire year, no matter your external circumstances, and to truly experience the power you have within. So pick that word whenever it comes and allow that word to be your guiding light this year, your ability to shift your perspective in the moment, because your word reminds you of what you are truly seeking and what you truly have control over. So what's my word? What's my resolution for the year? Or shall I say theme/word? It is trust. This year, 2024, I will filter every single decision, or do my best, right? Like, give yourself some stinking grace. Sometimes in the moment you forget that you had a word like peace or trust. My word last year was love. The word before that was connection and community. And the word before that was growth. Does that mean every single time I made a decision through that lens? No. But I will tell you, primarily I did. And I will tell you that when I didn't make a decision through that word and later reflected with that word, I was able to see how that decision, first of all, showed itself and how I got wrapped up in the ego again and sucked into a place that was really about external gratification. So choose your word. I would love to hear, my friend. Post in the comments below, what is your word? Let's hold one another accountable to really taking 2024 by the horns and really realizing what we actually have power over. It's not your vision boards, my friend. It is not your resolutions. Instead, it is your perception. That is what you have power over this year. And when you learn that and you really learn how to encompass and take the power it holds within, is when every day will be a brand new year for you, I promise. Oh, that was today's episode of Through the Lens, the New Year's edition. So much love and blessings and gratitude to you as you walk into this new year. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. That was today's trip with the Kardashians. I do love the Kardashians, and I do love Kim especially. But as always, my friend, remember, you are worth it. So much love. Bye-bye.